And this is the voice of Agrode and the face of Agrode if you're actually watching through any of the streams. Really getting my game together and getting more of the stuff here, streaming faces, getting fancy. Anyways, I'm here with my partner and co-founder, Matt. Matt, do you want to say a quick hello for the stream?
Hello, hello, everybody out there.
Awesome. So that's Matt. Okay, so same thing as always. We're going to go give you kind of a high level overview. And from there, we're going to get into questions that have been submitted. And then following that, I'll be here for a total of 2 hours answering questions. I guess the first thing is always going to be, how are the servers doing? We just had an end of season, right? Like the season actually ended, and we like survived.
Oh yeah, that's after the AMA. It's about 2 hours.
Oh, we still have a couple hours. Okay, so how is that looking? How are we going?
I mean, I think it should go well, but we'll see. I mean, generally, it recently with more recent season ends, like this last one mostly, it was much smoother than it had been in the past. So we hope that this one will be additionally smoother than that one. But I think that's going to be an ongoing thing. We're just constantly working on improvements and optimizations, and we expect that our player base will grow another 10x or more from here, and we need to make sure that the season ends and everything else runs smoothly with that too. So it's an ever ongoing process to make things run better.
Does it feel like we're sort of out of hot water for now, or there's still a bunch of fires burning on the servers? What's your general take?
There's still a few high priority things that we need to fix, but they're not like breaking the whole game regularly as they were before. So things are much better, but there's still some work to be done there.
Sweet. Okay. So a couple of people have put this in the chat. So one big thing, like we had a $672,000 NFT sale. That was for a region, so a full region sold on the Wax blockchain. So congratulations. That's great for this entire community. And Matt and I always dream that like there's going to be some absurdly priced land things that happen. And we're already seeing it. I mean, we haven't even fully deployed land, or even mostly deployed land, and we're seeing one region sell for $672,000. That's super exciting. Any thoughts on that, Matt?
I mean, my hope is that that's going to look cheap one day. Although we don't give any, I can't say anything that will happen with market prices, but we are as super excited for land as we have ever been. I still think it's an extremely unique and innovative thing, even among other games that have similar type of land systems. I think ours is going to be much more unique and innovative, and much more value behind it, and the land is very, very scarce. It was even kind of designed with the amount of players in mind that we had last year, so it's designed to be somewhat scarce from that perspective. So,
let alone the 11x growth we had in August, or the doubling we had in September. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know this, but there's only 150,000 plots, and there's something just shy of 400,000 active accounts playing. So there's officially not enough for everybody. There's just not enough land. And Matt and I are, if we do some like brand new game, or maybe some like totally different expansion or something, we might be doing land. But we are not rolling out, that's every year, here's more land. We're not just doing more sales of land just because we can. The whole point is to keep that thing scarce. And so maybe under some like super special circumstance of another game popping in.
Well, I would also add that like by that point, I would hope that any such decisions would be put to a vote of SPS token holders. So it'd more be like there's a proposal to create more land for some reason. And that reason should ultimately, at the end of the day, provide more value to the land holders and to the token holders in general. And it would be up to the token holders to vote and decide if they agree that that's a good thing to do or not. So that's where we hope and expect that this will be by that point.
Nice. Okay, so any Any major development coming out anytime soon that we should all be really focused on and thinking about?
Possibly. It might say coming soon somewhere on the website with the countdown. And you might want to look for it on Monday. Do we want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean this is the hot stuff. This is what people want to know about.
I thought you were just asking, so we'd say, yeah, maybe, and move on.
No. We're gonna force you. So tell us about Chaos Legion. What do we know? What's still left to know? Are we? I guess the big burning question is: are we on track for 3 days from now for this pre-sale to go live?
Cryptomancer says that we are, so that typically means that we are. So the countdown timer's running. We should be all ready. We've done tests of the voucher distributions. We've started getting the bridge ready for Chaos packs and vouchers to Hive Engine and Chaos packs to Wax, which will be the bridges that we'll go live with. Yeah, other than that, selling the packs and the bonuses and paying with SPS and giving out, the Legionnaire titles will be given out right as you hit the threshold. The promo card will be given out at the end via an airdrop.
Matt, if I
I
buy,
guess it'll be given out when Chaos Legion is launched. So whenever Chaos Legion fully launches and all the cards are available, then the airdrop will happen.
if I buy 2,000 packs, do I get 2 titles?
Yes.
That's a big question. And then, do we know when do we get the titles? Is that right away, or is that when they airdrop?
The titles should be right away because that's nothing new. It's just a new title added to the game. So I believe, they should just be credited to your account right away. And I think a bunch of people are asking, the title will count the same as the Untamed and the Explorer titles do, and that's based mostly around the number of them that there will be. So the Praetorian titles, there's much fewer of. So there'll be a roughly similar amount of the Legionnaire titles as there are Untamed or Explorer titles. So they'll have the same worth in the airdrop.
Okay. What other are there any other big things that the community needs to know about the airdrop? What's coming and what we should expect?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, obviously there's the voucher system, so you're, pretty sure most people know this, but you are going to need a voucher in addition to the cost to buy the packs, and vouchers are going to be given out every day, once a day, based on the amount of SPS you have staked as a percentage of the total. There will be 1 million vouchers given out. They correspond to the 1 million pre-sale packs. So there's no rush. If you get a voucher, you don't have to worry oh, the packs are going to be gone and I can't use my voucher. You'll have 30 days plus 1 extra week. And if you have a voucher, there will 100% be a pre-sale pack with all the pre-sale benefits, allocated for you. So that's been a question that's come up. There's no rush there. And as with previous sets, the pre-sale packs will be eligible for the exclusive promo card, and they'll also be eligible for all of the additional 13 airdrop cards that will be released over the life of the set. So, each pack you buy, not only do you get the cards or the value of that pack, and even if you resell it, you will still have the opportunity to get 14 different airdrop cards over the life of the set. So it's pretty strong incentive to buy early, which seemed to work pretty well in previous editions. And then the last thing is for the pre-sale, there's also going to be an additional discount if you pay using the SPS tokens. So obviously, one of our big goals now and always is going to be incentivizing people to get, hold, use, spend, anything else related to SPS tokens. And this is just kind of a first example of the type of things you can expect going forward with those tokens. Cover everything?
No, I think there's one more, and that's if you are one of the people that purchases the highest amount of packs, you have a chance of being, or you'll be one of the people that gets to be helping us design the legendary summoners.
Right. So there's 6 legendary summoners, which we did in beta and untamed editions. And there'll be 6 of the airdrop cards that are released. So yeah, the top 6 purchasers will have the opportunity to design, working with the Splinterlands team, to design their own legendary summoner in the game. So that's pretty exciting for those of you who want to go after that. And we're going to have a leaderboard. It may not be like initially right when the pre-sale starts, but at some point there'll be a leaderboard so you can see which accounts have bought the most packs.
There's one question here that I've had. So, how are we reconciling the partial vouchers against like the exact 1 million that are in the pre-sale? Are we?
Yeah, so yeah, people will earn fractions of a voucher, and then in order to buy a pack, you can wait till your fractions of a voucher add up to a full voucher, or you can buy fractions of a voucher on Hive Engine or other markets. But it's going to be 1 voucher per pack, so it's likely going to be some pre-sale packs that will end up being unsold just because there are little fractions of a voucher around. So there may be less than a million pre-sale packs sold, but I also want to mention that the bonus packs are in addition to the million. So like if you buy 100 packs, I think is the first, but you get some bonus packs. And so those are additional. So overall, the amount of packs that count for the pre-sale and count for the airdrop and all that stuff is going to be more than 1 million. And the number that's directly purchased will likely be somewhat less than 1 million just because of those partial vouchers. And as we've talked about a number of times, we don't have the details yet, but the vouchers will not be worthless when the pre-sale ends. We plan to continue to use the voucher system for potentially future Chaos Legion pack sales when the set is released, and also just other things in the game, other promotions, other benefits. So, having some extra vouchers is not a bad thing. Although I think the best use for them right now would be getting the pre-sale packs as far as value.
Yeah, you definitely want to like capture the pre-sale if you have vouchers right away. Because this is, when we first launch these sets, that's usually one of like the single best deals you'll get from us in an entire year of this stuff happening. Yeah, if you're going to use the fan, you got to go on mute. Okay. What happens to the SPS used to buy Chaos Legion packs? That's going to be corporate money. I mean, that's what the business uses to go pay for stuff and have an income and balance our books and all that. So if what you guys pay us with is what we'll end up having, we might choose to put some back on the market. We might just hodl it for a while. We'll see what we do, but that's revenue to the Splinterlands company. And then you guys have your own source of revenue. That's the vouchers. I mean, I would not be shocked at all if the value of the voucher is higher than the value of the pack that we're selling at. And I could tell this community to its face, you guys are the primary beneficiary of this sale, not our company. Like you folks, the people here in this audience and in this community will hopefully be making more money than we as the company. And if we've done that, it means that we did a killer job designing this. That's not a bug or a flaw. That is a hope of design. Okay, so anything else that you want to do to sort of prep or describe what's going on in the development circles right now? Anything that you want to just talk through or share or just walk us through?
I mean, that stuff is all, pretty similar to what we've said over the past couple weeks. We have brought on a number of new developers. I'm sitting with 2 of them in our new fancy office. It's not really fancy, but it does the job right now. I've spent the entire week with them and some of next week and, in person and then going forward remotely. But, we are trying to get more resources up to speed as quickly as possible. It's going to take a little time, but after that, I think it's just going to be like an avalanche of stuff starting to get to happen. So we'll have people working on scalability, we'll have people working on security, we'll have people working on bug fixes and like little features, and then we'll also simultaneously have people working on big things like land and all that stuff. So instead of right now where it's just a small group of people that all have to like stop working on land to to work on scalability, we'll have, enough people independently working on all those things at the same time. So it's going to take a little while before everyone, it's hard for a new developer to kind of learn everything that's going on. But once we get past that hump, I fully expect that things will just start to flow real fast.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. All right. I mean, I'm pleased as punch. I think that we're about to, I haven't had anything to sell for almost 4 months. Maybe it's 3 months, but it's good to, you guys have like cleared the shelves. I put up a couple NFTs on Splinter Talk and you guys chewed through those in a day. Man, it's a hungry community, and I feel like there's a little bit of almost nothing left on the shelves. I think there's a couple skins, but that's it. So I'm excited to go have stuff to sell again and to go get this community kind of cruising and excited. I think there's going to be a ton of opportunity that come with these cards and the whole new league system. You want to go? I know that we've talked about this before, but do you want to give just a little bit of a description of what's going on with the league system and the wild format and the modern format? Because we still have just so many new people joining a day.
Yeah, so with the release of Chaos Legion, the full release, not the pre-sale when the cards are available and all that, we're going to be at a point where there are so many cards in the game, and especially the older cards are so hard to come by, that we're going to do what most card games do. Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, is we're going to have different formats of ranked play. So there'll be a wild format and a modern format. And then the wild format will be just like we have now, where any card in the game can be used and, have fun. In the modern format, it's only going to be the newer sets. So to start, it'll only be Chaos Legion and Untamed cards that can be used. So you won't be able to use the Alpha, Beta, Essence Orb, those cards or promo cards in the modern format. So that'll help make it, a more level playing field for newer players. They won't have to worry about not having, the Lord of Darkness and whatever, all the Alpha, Beta cards, Prince Renans. And one easy way to tell, which cards will be in which allowed in the modern format is any cards that the card frame, like the frame around the card image and stat, looks like the Untamed cards of the new Chaos Legion cards. So anyone that looks like Untamed or Chaos Legion, even if it's a reward card or whatever, if it looks like that, it'll be allowed in modern. And if it doesn't, it won't be allowed in modern and only wild. And there'll be the reward pool will be doubled for end of season rewards and dark energy crystal rewards. That's the initial plan, is we double all the reward pools for wild and modern. So, it'll just be more rewards for players, and players can play in just one or both or whatever. There'll be separate leaderboards for those. So there'll be a wild, silver leaderboard and a modern silver leaderboard, but the leaderboard prize is separate for the top players in those leagues. So, we think that'll be really good, both for just giving more rewards to everybody and, making it easier for, not just newer players, but players who don't have huge collections of the older cards.
Did you happen to design the neutral legendary that'll be coming out with this? Can we share what the stats will be or anything? Or is that still?
We don't have the stats yet. I mean, right now focuses on just getting the pre-sale out and started. But that'll be one of the first things is the stats and everything, all the information around the special limited edition promo card. So if you want to wait a little bit, before deciding to buy packs, like I said, there's no rush. It's over the 30 days plus 1 week to buy the packs. If you have the vouchers, there will be a pack for you. But I can guarantee that, our goal is to make that card awesome. Definitely not overpowered or game breaking, but awesome and very desirable nonetheless.
The Plague Doctor. Yeah, Dr. Blight. Should be awesome. Should be awesome. All right, I have a whole bunch of questions here that Miss Liberty has put together. So I think we're mostly ready for this. There was one other thing I wanted to share. Oh, did you guys see tournaments? Did you see that there's almost like, I think it's over $800,000 of tournaments through the end of the month? And I didn't do anything like magical, special, or different. I'm just following parts of this white paper. And with SPS prices as high as they are, there is just a ton of value packed into these tournaments. So if you're not staking SPS so that you can join them, you might be a bit of a nutter because these tournaments have like giant prize pools and you should be there to participate. Okay, so let's go through some of these questions here. I see development questions. What is the future for creature and summoner abilities? Should we expect new ones with every card set, or will it be every few sets? Just wondering, as I assume there only exists so many abilities within an auto battler before they become either pointless or way too OP. Are we adding new abilities? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there was already, I mean, a few of the new abilities for Chaos Legion have already been released with some of the newer reward cards that came out. But generally, with every set, we try to do a few new abilities if they make sense for the game. And part of that's also like game meta and balancing design. So if there's certain strategies that are cards or things that seem overpowered, rather than like nerfing cards, it's our preference to add new mechanics or new abilities into the game that kind of try to bring things back into balance. So our kind of current plan is to, with every new set or, maybe a little less often, but when it makes sense, release new abilities into the game. But as always, you have to, we will look at the situation and see if it makes sense to add new abilities or not. And if it gets to be too many or a problem, then we'll kind of rethink that.
Are there plans or talks about creating a non-auto game mode to potentially expand on capabilities and types of cards? So you can non-auto game mode, but just generally game modes in general, are we going to add those to this game?
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing that we've already planned and announced is, when the land expansion is fully done and released, there will be new types of cards, which are item and spell cards, added into the game. So it'll still be an auto battler, but there will be an additional step added, like an additional turn to cast items and spells. So I think that will be a pretty significant change to the game. Now, aside from that, we have all sorts of different ideas for different game modes, and we'd love to implement all of them, but it always comes down to a matter of priorities and resources. So our priorities are kind of fixing issues and getting all the stuff we've already promised and talked about out first, and then. But my hope is, again, like I said earlier, we have a lot more development resources coming on board. So it doesn't have to be, oh, we finish one and then work on another. It'd be great, and I hope we'll have some development resources, that can work on things like new game modes while all the other stuff we've already promised is going on. So hoping, over the next 3 to 6 months, we'll start to see that really happening.
All right, can you please confirm if you are still intending to delink the deck burn value to the card value now that the Dark Energy Crystal value is soaring? There is no point in burning cards at current values. So we lowered collection power, or we lowered the DEC burn rate. Are we delinking them, or is that staying linked and just less?
Yeah, well, we have no intention right now to delink them. Again, as with everything, like when things happen, nothing is set in stone. It's always, let's look at the situation and see what makes sense. But yeah, I agree. There's no point in burning cards, and that's fine. I mean, generally, we don't want to just have everyone burning cards. That's sort of like a minimum or like just a bottom value for the card. And if it's the case where cards aren't even trading over that minimum value, it's saying like people don't even care enough to play our game or get the actual cards. They just want to burn them and get like the bare minimum value for them. So that's not good for the game. So in general, it's great that not only has that minimum value for the cards increased significantly because the market price of Dark Energy Crystals has increased, but people are also willing to pay a premium to get the actual card, like the card itself, and using it in the game and in the future in land and other things should be worth more than just the very base burn value.
This is a funny question. Any plans to bridge Splinterlands NFTs to Ethereum so that they can be openly traded on OpenSea?
Yeah, so that's something we've actually done, and it exists and works, but it is currently disabled on the site. So you can see if you click on to transfer your card, there's an option to send to Ethereum that will say it's not active right now. And that's really just because of gas fees. I mean, you just have to pay like $30 or more to transfer the card to Ethereum and that much to transfer it back. And while we certainly have a number of cards that sell for a significant value, it just did there wasn't enough volume on that to really make it worthwhile. But if for whatever reason it is worthwhile to do that in the future, it's just a matter of turning it back on.
What about like Polygon or something like that? Can we? There's other options now. There's
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's I mean that stuff is like on our kind of bigger roadmap. We don't have necessarily like prioritized or like a time frame for it, but these are all things. I mean, Wax is kind of the main external market for cards right now, and we're gonna do we want to integrate with as many platforms as humanly possible when we have the resources and time to do so. So whether it's Polygon or
Solana.
and yeah, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, obviously for NFT platforms there, other things I don't even know about yet. But yeah, it's typically not a ton of work to do that stuff depending upon the platform, and it's like always beneficial in just getting our assets out to new audiences and new platforms. So we want to do that as much as possible.
Will the halving ability ever be reprinted? If so, will it be after Halfling Alchemist leaves the modern format?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I didn't plan to use it again, just to have that card be like kind of super special. But
We could do it every halving.
that's true. Yeah. So in 2024, but that's not like a set in stone thing. It's just kind of up to, I guess, at this point, what we feel is good to do or not.
All right. All right. So this now gets into Chaos Legion voucher questions. Will we need vouchers to buy Chaos Legion cards after the presale?
So I believe our plan is that you will for at least some time during the initial sale, not for the entire thing. But I don't think we're planning it to be exactly the same in that you need, vouchers are given out at the same rate and you need one per pack. Like it may be, you only need a half, either like a half a voucher per pack or something for the next million packs or whatever it is, or maybe one voucher, but vouchers are given out at double the rate. So the most, and again, we're still, right now it's still get Chaos Legion pre-sale out, make sure that's all working good, and then we're gonna start to design out all the exact details of going forward. I would say we do plan to use vouchers to help continue to meter out the creation of the packs for a little while.
What's
But
the
the most value will be during the pre-sale.
what's the difference between Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers? Aren't both just packs with cards?
Yes, they are both just packs with cards. The main difference is that Rift Watchers is more similar to the Essence Orbs and Asmodee dice, which were only purchasable with Dark Energy crystals, and they were at a fixed amount of Dark Energy crystals. So that's sort of a way, like, Agro was talking about earlier, how like, Splinterlands earns revenue and makes money for things, but overall, the whole idea of these games is that the community is also able to participate in the value creation here. So that's where this mini sets like Essence Orbs and Dice and then Rift Watchers come in. So those you can't buy through us at all. You just need to spend Dark Energy crystals, and the majority of those Dark Energy crystals are burned. So basically, all the money that comes into those packs goes back to the community of token holders. And the only difference here is there'll probably be some SPS involved, so not just Dark Energy crystals. And again, the details are still TBD. But the main difference between those packs are whether it's something for the Splinterlands company to make money versus just revenue and value that kind of just goes out to the entire player base. So we do some of both of those all the time, which is part of the ideals of our business.
Will the 5% rebate or affiliate work for Chaos Legion packs? And I guess I'll ask, will it work for Rift Watchers?
Rift Watchers, no. So if you mean the affiliate rewards,
Yep.
they should work for purchases of Chaos Legion packs in the pre-sale and beyond. And I believe, I don't want to commit to this, but they should work for purchases using any currency, whether it's credits, dark energy crystals, or PS, which is different than in the past where it didn't apply to dark energy crystals. But I believe that's a change we're looking to make here. So the 5% affiliate will be regardless of the token spent. But it wouldn't be for Rift Watchers because again, you're not buying something from us. So that's just the tokens are burned and taken out of circulation. So there's no affiliate fees for that.
Is it possible to use BUSD to buy Chaos Legion packs during the presale?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll just use BUSD to buy credits. So if you just click on the plus button next to credits, click crypto, BUSD, buy credits, and then use those to buy the pack.
Will there be a second voucher airdrop phase right after the first one for the next 1 million packs? I guess these are still the questions around what should that look like. So we're going to hold off on some of those until we can get to. We'll get, Matt, we're planning on getting another white paper out that sort of describes vouchers after the pre-sale. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll hold that off. Can you still the bundle discount if you purchase the voucher instead of acquiring it through an airdrop? It doesn't matter if you bought or got dropped the vouchers. Doesn't matter how you got them. You'll just have to spend the vouchers. All right.
Yeah, you don't get the bundle discount is for the packs purchased. So it doesn't matter how you get the vouchers. If you buy 100 packs at the same time, you get the 10 free packs.
Can I stake during the presale and still get a voucher, or do I need to stake before the presale in order to receive the voucher? So when does the staking? When does the voucher system begin? Do we have a start date?
Well, yeah, it'll begin on the 18th with the release. I don't know the exact time. We'll have to check with Cryptomancer on that. But it's going to be every day. So, you can stake at any time you want, and you'll just start getting vouchers from the next day onwards. So similar to the current airdrop for SPS, like you could stake some SPS in the last day and you'll get some vouchers. But obviously if you stake from the first day, then you'll get vouchers every day. So earlier is better, but.
Will the modern format have lower collection power requirements?
Currently we're not planning on that. But again, these are all things to be watched and, adjusted if necessary. I mean, as far as collection power, I know people don't like, some people don't like that there are collection power requirements, but in general, like that's how a game with real value rewards has to work in some way, shape, or form. It just can never be the case that real value rewards can be given out without a certain amount of stake essentially put into the game. We represent that stake as collection power. So there's always, and getting the exact numbers right, requires tuning and trial and error and all this stuff. But in general, we need to make sure that, you can't it's not possible to really like farm rewards with too little or no investment into the ecosystem, or else it's not gonna be sustainable and it's gonna be bad for everyone in the long term.
What's the new starter deck? When I register for the first time and it's after Chaos Legion, what's the new set of cards that will be soulbound to me? What will those look like?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if when you register, it'll be for everyone will be the same. So once Chaos Legion is released, the cards that are available for everyone to use to play, even if they don't have any cards themselves, will be the common and rares from Untamed and Chaos Legion, rather than Beta and Untamed.
Are all the cards that are given out as bonus for purchasing bulk quantities included in the 15 million cards? Or will there technically be more than 15 million, including the bonus packs for the bulk purchases? So
the bonuses are included.
Well, this is a
Yes.
weird question because it's like the number of packs that are for sale, the total for sale is going to be the amount purchased and then minus all the bonus packs too. So like the total packs that'll go out is 15 million, but with airdrops, it'll be, more than the 15 million times 5 cards. So it's a funky mix, but the total
Well,
number.
but just to be very clear, there will not be more than 15 million Chaos Legion packs, period, for any reason. So any packs given out as rewards or bonuses or whatever, they all come out of the pool of 15 million. There's 15 million packs that are created and available, and no more.
The promo card is only if you buy Chaos Legion packs from Splinterlands. If you go and get Chaos Legion packs on third-party markets, you don't get the promo cards or the airdrops. It's only if you were the one directly purchasing from us.
Yeah, so just and also to be clear, like if you purchase Chaos Legion packs during the pre-sale and you resell them, you're still eligible for the airdrop. So it's just going to look at the purchases that happened during the pre-sale. Who purchased what, not where the packs currently are at the time of the pre-sale.
I plan to purchase 100 Chaos Legion packs. Do I purchase the vouchers in order to buy those, or where do I purchase the vouchers? So first off, you'll get airdropped vouchers. So some of those you should just have in your inventory for staking SPS. And then it sounds like both Wax and
Wax is just Wax doesn't. We don't use any fungible token platforms on Wax. So
that's only the
right
Chaos
now,
Legion.
the Chaos Legion packs will be available to trade on Wax, but the vouchers really is going to be Hive Engine. Is going to be your place to buy them.
Okay, Hive Engine and Tribal decks. How big of a reduction is the power requirements for modern format? It sounds like it's not going to be any. Do bonus packs received during the pre-sale but after the original 1 million count for the pre-sale promo? Example, if I buy 0 packs until the last day of the pre-sale and amass 100 vouchers, then using them all when there are 100 pre-sale packs left, do the 10 extra packs I get each have 2% chance of the pre-sale promo?
Yes.
There you go. On normal sale, is no voucher needed. So in the general sale.
So we've talked about our plan at this point, and the exact details will be published hopefully sooner rather than later. But our plan is that for some amount of time going forward, when the general sale starts, we still plan to meter out the packs using the voucher system, although it will be not as stringent as during the pre-sale. And then at some point, we do plan to remove that completely, and then you will be able to buy them without any vouchers.
One thing I've been noodling is that bonus packs could require vouchers. So if you want, you come in and you get like the big bulk deals, so you get the bonus packs. You could only actually receive those bonus packs if you have vouchers. That's something that
and just to be clear, it's not like an us being greedy thing. It's actually the exact opposite, because we're metering how much revenue we make from this. We're slowing it down or potentially decreasing it. But it's when we released the SPS white paper and we did a private token sale and all this, like we were very clear that we are going to be giving the SPS token as much utility as we can reasonably do within the Splinterlands game. And so this is one of the main ways that we can do that. So we get that lots of people want to buy lots of Chaos Legion packs, and that's exciting, and we want to encourage that. But then you will need to get and stake SPS to do it. So that's the reason behind it, and why we want to keep doing that as much as possible in the future.
All right, these are now SPS and airdrop staking questions. And again, all these questions were submitted during the week for the past 7 days between them. And so I'm going through the questions that have been organized and that we can sort of put into a nice format. And then at the end of the hour, I'll power through the rest of the questions that have been submitted. Matt will take off, and then I'm here for another hour, and I'll go answer as much stuff that you guys throw at me as I can. Will there be an SPS burning mechanism soon? Based on the white paper, I didn't find any.
Yeah, so there's nothing in the white paper. So there's nothing specifically planned for an SPS burning mechanism. but that doesn't mean that there will never be or that there won't be. It's just there's no plans for that currently.
My Splinter Talk tokens are in my Hive Engine wallet, but it's not being counted for airdrop. How do you include SPT for airdrop? Does that have to be staked, or is it staked or
No,
unstaked?
it should be staked or unstaked. So that's something you should submit a support request for. We can look into it.
Is there an incentive for the people who stake longer than someone who will stake on the day of the pre-sale? Well, that's what vouchers do. Vouchers are stake days, right? You stake. The behavior that we want is for you to get the token and stake it as long as you can. And the fungible token that you receive, not just for staking, but over time for staking, is the voucher system. So that's the
I
incentive.
think the question specifically is, will there be a benefit if someone staked their token a month ago versus someone who stakes their token just at some point before Monday? And the answer there is not as far as the Voucher or Chaos Legion pre-sale goes, but staked tokens do earn a return in SPS. So the person who staked it a month ago will have earned more SPS for a month than the person who stakes tomorrow. So that's where the benefit of staking early comes in there. But it doesn't, as far as the amount of vouchers that they'll get, it doesn't matter how long the tokens have been staked for before the airdrops or before the pre-sale starts.
In the SBS white paper, it says that 6.25 million SBS will be given out each month for the land expansion. Is that going to be like an airdrop to each landowner, or is it earned by working the land?
So that's part of the economy design of the land expansion. So we don't know yet, but I would say like an airdrop would be kind of boring, and we'd have it. I would like it to be more, more involved, like working the land or different ways or incentivize different things that we want to incentivize within the land expansion.
Yeah, agreed. The Chaos white paper says the vouchers will be used after the pre-sale. Will the daily voucher drop rate be the same? So we said that might change.
It will likely change. Like the most value for the vouchers is, right now planned to be for the pre-sale. So they'll likely be easier to come by afterwards.
For the SBS ranked battles, the release of SBS is going to start at 7.5 million per month, right? I want to say that, but I'm not sure, given this chart, which shows the tokens being released at that same time.
Yeah, no, it'll still start at 7.5 million per month. So yeah, that is something that I would like to get a post out about at some point, just like more details on the release of SPS for the different pools, because obviously, like you said, in the chart, everything shows is starting at the same time. In reality, that's not the case. So we didn't know exactly when everything would be released. So this is just it's a guideline to show generally what everything's going to look like. But everything's going to start, at whenever it's released, as if it is day one. So 7.5 million per month. And we'll kind of start reducing monthly from there.
How many airdrop points does a Legionnaire title give? Is that 300?
You said it would be. No. That's Chaos Legion packs. The Legionnaire title is 100,000, same as the Explorer and the Untamed title.
Oh wow, that's a bunch. That's nice. Is there a timeline for SPS drops for Brawls? It seems like adding it first would be a great DEC sync with the voucher drop.
Yeah, well, Cryptomancer's our Brawls guy, and he's also working on Chaos Legion right now. So, but yeah, I do want to. I mean, ultimately, right now, there's no end result for Brawls that can be like taken outside to the broader game. So, there's going to be SPS and potentially other things added in. So the people who are kind of building up their gladiator cards and updating their buildings now will hopefully be, very happy they did a little bit down the road, but I don't know the timeline for that yet.
Are the Gladius packs and cards counted for SPS airdrops?
I do not believe that's a good question. Actually, I'm not sure.
I thought that the cards have a deck burn rate, so those I
Yeah,
imagine
you
are
can
part of
burn
it.
them for dark energy crystals, in which case I guess they should, but that's a Cryptomancer question.
Okay.
I don't know everything, which is I actually, as an aside, I feel like that's a good indicator of how much the game is growing. Like for a long time, I was able to know every detail of everything that's going on because I was directly involved in it. But as we grow, as we get more people working on things, like I or anyone else can't be involved and just know everything. So it just kind of shows a good, healthy growth and expansion of the game to more people.
Do you think here's some Monday morning quarterbacking? Do you think the Wade? Do you think you weighed the value of DEC too heavily in the airdrop? I've been staking everything I've earned and have bought a lot more. There's really no reason for me not to swap it all for DEC. The tournament entry is a wash because even though I have enough to enter Silver League tournaments, I just get smashed by Diamond League players. As for the vouchers, even if vouchers cost $20, I still earn enough SPS in the airdrop by swapping to DEC to buy more vouchers I get in the drop. You said you want people to stake as much SPS as possible, but I really don't see the value in staking my SPS over swapping it to DEC, even with the DEC price pump and potential collapse. Any?
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but it is what it is. We're certainly not just going to go and just just up and change it on everybody. So we try to do our best to value things in a way we think that makes sense. But ultimately, we publish how it's going to be, and then it's up to people to decide what is the best use of their funds and what they want to do. I mean, I think obviously things haven't been going too badly as a result. But yeah, so I'm not saying it may be weighed too heavily, but that is what it is, and people should do what they think is best for them to do, and the market will make it all work out.
Renting questions. I know for some of the tournaments there's a power requirement to enter, but if you have cards rented out, then it takes away from your power to be able to enter. Are there any plans to make Splinterland's tournament power requirements to include rented cards so you compete and not affect your rental income? No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, if you're earning rental income from renting out cards, then they're not part of your collection that counts for your power. So that's, again, it's up to every person to figure out which they want to do.
Yeah. Any plans to allow cards to be playable whilst advertised for sale or rent? I'm also going with no, but Matt?
Yeah, that's also, I mean, well, it's, no, like if you're putting up your cards for sale, you can't play them. But there's also some technical things, like what happens if your card gets bought, like after you've submitted it for a tournament battle or whatever. There's a lot of different technical things that could cause fleas and stuff that I just honestly don't want to get into. So if you're putting up your cards on a market, I mean, they're sort of like not, they can't be both. You can't have your cake and eat it too in that scenario.
Any way to improve the speed of transactions? It can be frustrating trying to rent cards that take 15 seconds to tell you somebody already took it.
I mean, I guess there are ways in the sense of moving to other chains or doing different things, but in general, I don't see that happening. So the transaction times are generally pretty quick, but obviously if you're trying to grab, market opportunities before other people, there's always good, no matter how fast the transactions are, there's going to be people kind of competing. Some people have bots or automated services that just buy and rent cards, when they see good prices. So you're competing with those. I mean, I think there's always room for us to make the UI better and the messaging better in those situations. And I think Peak Monsters, we might want to let Jarvie talk also at some point if there's time.
That's right.
About what they're doing, but they're doing a lot of work to just make the rental experience better for people. So maybe this is something they have some ideas on.
He's here. Jarvie, do you wanna come on? Let me go unmute this Jarvie man. Jarvie, you're unmuted. If you feel like speaking, you can unmute yourself and come on.
Well, there we go.
Hey, listen to that smooth radio voice. It's great to have you here, Jarvie. How are things?
It's great to be here.
Uh,
Yes, so we may have a solution of
Well-
sorts to what's going on.
I don't want you to just dive in. I want you to tell me, Matt, can you mute while your fan's running? And then Jarvie,
It's not, but I'll mute anyway.
okay. Jarvie, can you just introduce yourself and your project? Because not everybody know who you are, even though you're like one of the oldest OG here.
Yeah, so peakmonsters.com. I help run and decide the ideas for that, and then my business partner does the development on that. So we've created a lot of tools for finding cards to buy, like purchase bids, and then we did together with Matt, we did the rental system, design, and we have rental ways to rent fast and cheap. And now we're going to introduce rental bids and an automated sort of system to go with that.
On. I'm responding. Oops. During pre-sale. Okay. So what is the big innovation that's coming, or that you guys are rolling out with the auto renew?
Yeah, we were hoping to get it done for the end of season. We just have a lot of testing to do in the next couple of days, so it's going to be for next season, I suppose. You'll be able to do 2 different types of bids for rental cards, and one will be to bid on each individual monster. You'll basically say, you know, I'm willing to get this monster at this level for 3 DEC per day. And then, yeah, so that's one. And then the other will be a collection power bid. So you'll say, well, I'll bid 300 collection power per DEC. And someone comes in and, you know, says, well, I'll bid 280. And so you kind of have, but as soon as their collection power that they desire has been reached, then they're no longer the highest bidder because they're fulfilled, you know, like they got everything they wanted. So it goes to the next person. So we'll just go through sequentially on that. Same thing with the card. Once you get the card you need for that monster, then the next highest bid is, you know, that transaction will happen and just goes through them all sequentially. And then each day we'll just make sure that you have the card that you need. And Matt has designed it so that you can give third parties like us rental authority so that we can rent for you on your behalf and using your DEC inside of your Splinterlands account.
Pretty awesome. All right, Darby, that's really exciting. It should
help stabilize prices. It should help. We have definitely seen what you guys were just talking about with people trying to rent the cheapest card, and it's almost always going to be gone. I've seen people try like 20 times and fail in a row because they're always going for the best deal, and you're just, at the end of the season, you're just not going to be fast enough to get that. You need to go like to the 5th best deal or the 10th best deal right now. But if with the bids, we'll hopefully be fast enough to get everyone what they need. That's the hope, and we'll see how it goes next season.
Awesome. All right, thanks for coming on, Jarvie. Thanks for building Peak Monsters. It is a beautiful, wonderful site. He also runs peakd.com. So if you're a blogger on Hive, especially if you are blogging about Splinterlands, feel free to use peakd.com, or you might want to try splintertalk.io as well. Matt, we got 5 more minutes with you, or 4 more minutes. I figure we should go bring this thing to a close, and then I can start spamming out all the other questions that are here. Anything? Nate's here too. Maybe he has some things that he wants to share. Should we bring Nate on?
Yeah, Nate's stuff is way better than my stuff.
All right, let's go bring Nate on. I thought we had enough eye candy from last time, but if he has stuff that he wants to share, I'm not ever going to turn Nate down. Mr. Nate, are you here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Now, the last time you teased us a little, because you would talk, and then only after 10 minutes would you show us one of the pictures. So your big old tease. So what I'd like you to do, if you're going to share anything, let's start by sharing, and then we can talk about it from there. Because this time, normally it's fine, but this time we only have like 4 more minutes or so before like the first hour is over, and I'd like to try to keep anything that's like real official Splinterland stuff to the first hour. So show us what you got, buddy.
That makes sense. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to start off with a, let's see, what would be good. First of all, let's celebrate the Chaos Legion pre-sale with a wallpaper-ish social graphic. This one shows the logo in all its glory, along with some of the a little sneak peek at some of the Chaos Legion characters that are going to be introduced into the set.
Looks gorgeous.
Something that is going to show up on our story screen, which Cryptomancer is putting the finishing touches on, is I gave a sneak peek last time. This time, we'll go ahead and share the fully colored version, because here we go. This is the gateway through which they are coming.
Yeah. If you're standing at the gateway, you probably have some poop in your drawers. I'm just saying. That's a scary looking place.
And then just to celebrate the introduction of what I think is going to be a wonderfully horrific promo character for those who participate in the pre-sale. We are pushing hard to really create an aura of just an incredible mythos, a legend behind this promo character, and I'll get more into that in a second. But here is a beautiful, I think it's a beautiful wallpaper for those of you who want to use it for your desktop or just print it out or whatever. And for those who are really observant, you'll notice some Easter eggs in here.
Oh, so freaking gorgeous. Jeez. God, that's amazing.
Now,
Who
what
made
I'd like
that?
to do, oh, that is one of our environment artists. Actually, you and I were discussing the wire transfer stuff for that the other day.
That guy. All right.
So,
this guy's amazing.
yeah.
I will put up with whatever crazy international wire transfer crap he makes me do if that's what he produces. That's gorgeous.
Let's see. Last time I shared a penciled sketch version of the Dr. Blight character. Although you saw a painted version just now, here is something that is closer to what you will see actually in the game. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah. Mike,
And this one
can you
is,
make him just learn to love Hive? Oh, it's animated. Oh, that's awesome. Dr. Blight.
And speaking of Dr. Blight, what I'd like to do is, I was waiting through this entire first hour for anyone to notice what we did. Saria, who's been absolutely just unbelievable to work with. She is so flexible and knowledgeable and knows her stuff, and she's a great pick for taking over the some of the blog posting and curation and all the stuff that she does with the marketing stuff. So while you guys were talking, we went ahead and snuck behind the scenes, and let me share with you a little bit of what we're doing. This is an introduction to what we're calling the Tome of Chaos. And what that is it is a central hub.
Chaos.
Yeah, it's a central hub for what we're going to do with stories related to the Chaos Legion, specifically for those stories that occurred during the pre-sale. So I will share with you what we snuck behind you guys' back while you've been talking.
Okay.
There is the link for what we're about to do, and anyone who goes to that link, there's already been a story added. So you'll be able to click on chapters, story entries within that blog post. So you guys are going to want to bookmark that particular post, because every time we upload a new story, and what do you know, the first story is about the origins of Dr. Blight. So there is, we posted a beautiful story. It has a lot of supporting artwork throughout the story. And that leads me to my next point, which is going to be, let's see what we got here. Where did I put it? Here it is. We were going to do this as well, Agra, but we didn't have the keys to do it while you were talking. So after the AMA, just be aware, guys, that these are going to be introduced onto the Splinter Talk platform. We are going to, every time we introduce a story throughout the pre-sale, and keep in mind this is going to happen every Friday. What we're aiming for is every Friday at around noontime, there will be a new story added to the Chaos Legion pre-sale mythos, which you'll be able to track on that Tome of Chaos link I shared earlier. And on there, you can read the story, and in conjunction with releasing these new stories, new NFTs are going to be released. So Friday at noon, We hope to release a new story each week of the pre-sale. When that story is released, we are also going to release one, possibly two, but at least one NFT that has to do with that story. And then every few days, we're going to release another NFT that has to do with that specific story until a whole week goes by, and you have about 4 or 5 new NFTs on Splinter Talk, all revolving around this, the legends of the Chaos Legion and what's happening and how did it happen and who are these characters. So it's a cool way to be part of the history of Splinterlands. Right now, we're thinking of releasing each one, minting about 500 of them at around a $50 price point. So we'll take a look at the value of Splinter Talk tokens and try to value them so that they're kind of accessible, but you know, there's hundreds of thousands of players, so 500 ain't gonna last too long. So what I would recommend is set your clocks every week for Friday at noon. Today's different, obviously, because we wanted to surprise people during the AMA with this whole plan, this whole campaign. But if we find that people the true collectors of Splinterlands, the true fans who really want these NFTs aren't able to get them because they sell out in 5 minutes, then maybe we'll reevaluate. I don't know. And at least once a week, at the very end, right before the release of the next story, we'll release an animated special edition NFT just as a grand finale for that particular story. So that's Eastern time, for those of you asking, noon at Eastern time. All of that is subject to change, but at least that is the plan right now. And then let me check with Asaria to see if our other, she did. Okay, so if this is going to be, let me make sure it works before I unleash this next surprise. We're very proud of this surprise, and I want to make sure that it is going to, holy crap, it does work. Okay. Okay, you know it's cool if I'm like getting excited here. Okay, so let me go back to the right chat so I could share it with you guys. Okay, now if there was a way to do this on audio Discord with all of you guys, then we would have, I would show it to you right this second, but I'm gonna just take 1 minute to just kind of relish what I'm about to give you guys. Now, keep in mind, about 2 weeks ago, I came to a team of people who I put together and said, look, I know it's last minute. Cryptomancer's already working on the pre-sale page. He's going to kill me. If Yabo finds out, he's going to kill me. Everyone's going to kill me. But you know what would be really cool? It would just be really cool to just kick off the whole pre-sale is if we had a trailer. And so I thought, what can we do in 2 weeks? We don't have enough time to do some blockbuster Netflix super animated special or anything. What can we do? So we put our heads together, and I want you to keep in mind that they just pulled it off. This amazing team did a great job at putting together what I think is a great trailer. Hats off to the people who helped me with the script writing, the people who helped me with the illustration, the people who helped me with the animation. We had subtitles, and then Asaria once again came through with amazing, just beautiful, haunting music and audio effects. So let me share that with you right now. Boom, the official Chaos Legion trailer.
All right, I'm playing it.
Since the days of the splintering, the lands have been soaked in bloody conflict as factions battle.
Oh, somebody deleted it? No, it went off my screen. How did that sound? Were you guys able to hear that through my speakers playing that?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard the speakers.
Yeah,
so,
that's not the best audio, but that's what I can offer for now. So I'm gonna go play that. I guess I'm gonna go play that in YouTube, and I will layer it here. And let's try again.
Since the days of the splintering, the lands have been soaked in bloody conflict as factions battled for control of the known world. Primal energy from within the planet was harnessed and used to create elemental forms of magic. Fire, water, earth, life, death, dragon. In war, these elements nearly brought every nation to the point of extinction. It was then the dragons proposed a solution to aim at the conquest. Arena combat. Battle rangers would fight on behalf of nations using manifestations of elemental magic. settling disputes by assembling illusionary creatures and minions to claim glory and victory. And thus it was, for many generations, the Battle Mage paved the path to peace, until the powerful Wizards Council, guardians of the old knowledge, vanished from their secret island. Their fading magic revealed the continent of Praetoria to the world, and all took notice. With the discovery of a new land, ancient tensions began to rise. The dragons struggled to prevent past hostilities from surfacing as the nations raced to gain the upper hand, sending out explorers to conquer the island. But a dark curse lay upon the land. Its whispers drove explorers mad. A doctor was the first to lose their mind and become a servant to the voice. It promised immense power, and everywhere the doctor stepped, blight followed. He became the precursor of what was to come. The doctor's corruption spread sickness and death in a world already disrupted by strife and conflict. It was at this critical moment, when the world was at its most vulnerable, that the doctor's master became known. Otherworldly creatures spewed forth, devouring the weak and ravaging the land. Chaos has arrived. Who will stand against it? Who will stand against the Chaos Legion?
All right, I got goosebumps. I don't know if anybody else got goosebumps, but I'm confirming them. Nate, that was awesome. Having absolutely nothing to do with it makes it all the sweeter. Fucking unreal.
Yeah,
Nice job, boss.
So I think what is just absolutely mind-blowing to me is that not only did we pull it off in such a short amount of time, I had a lot of brand new creatives who had not worked with each other in the past. We had to create an impromptu workflow in order to get it done on time and hand it off to Cryptomancer so he can add that to the story page. And the fact that we were able to do that in such a short amount of time, I can only imagine what we're going to be able to do in the future. So guys, I'm telling you, we're putting together a great team, and that just sets the bottom baseline for what I think we're going to be able to do in the future. So
Hold on,
just
guys.
keep that in mind.
Sometimes people ask me, what can I do to help the Splinterlands? Like what can I, as a measly human being, not a battle mage infused with power, but some dweeb at a computer, what could I possibly do to go help the Splinterlands? And my answer is, for the love of God, go out and tweet that to everybody you can. Go into every single, go out to every single place you can and get that voice out there, get that video out there, let everybody know it, blog about it, tweet about it, put it on social media, just get it everywhere. That is your responsibility. Like, every single person owns, if you own a single card, you have an obligation to go spread that far and wide. Nate?
Definitely. And in a few days, when the pre-sale is released, you'll have a landing page that has that video embedded within it. And that landing page is just the trailer is just the cherry on top to a beautiful landing page that's going to be full of graphics similar to what I already showed you. And it'll be a great introduction to investors, new players, everyone who wants to get involved in the Splinterlands ecosystem. So, yes, you want to share that too.
Awesome. Nate, well, other than that, what have you done for us lately? That was amazing. I loved it.
Well, yeah,
anything else that you want to share? I mean, you might still have more, so I'm not trying to belittle anything that was amazing. If there's other stuff, tell us, let us know.
No, I think that, there's always stuff I can share, but I'd rather leave on the highest note possible. So I think I'll leave it there.
Well, I'm glad you came on the last minute to go share that. I didn't even know that was happening, but that's fantastic. So anyways, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we have the coolest blockchain game in the freaking world. This thing is awesome. Thank you for being here. Thanks for participating. Thanks for freaking coming to this ecosystem, and you're welcome too, because lots of good things happen to the people that are here. Okay, so I guess I have to go back to answering questions now. So I'm gonna go try to fly through these. It's so hard. How the hell do you follow the freaking release of the trailer? That's like really our first trailer ever, and that, I don't know, that looked amazing. All right, I'm gonna go plow through these questions. I have maybe another 15 minutes worth of questions that I can do from these, and then I will open it up for the last 30 minutes so that people can go ask questions. I see some people keep trying to ask the exact same questions over and over and over again, and I'm going to keep ignoring you until it's time to answer your questions, at which point I will go through them, because I'm not just being a jerk. There's a time for this, and it's not your time yet. The time is when all this stuff is shared, all this stuff has been talked about, then we can get to you and your questions. So anyways, hey, nice work, Azaria. Nice work, Nate. Nice work, team. Freaking amazing. Much love to that whole crew. So beautiful. Okay, so here we go. How do you I can't even believe I'm switching to this. How do you recognize cards that have been converted from alpha to beta? They usually have weird conversion rates and things like that. They don't meet the exact numbers that you'd expect. I know it's still too early to ask, but I want to know what will be the estimated price range of Rift Vouchers, because currently the DEC value is comparatively higher than months ago when Asmari Dice was released. I don't know. We're probably going to go change it to be the to be some market value. I want like early Rift Watchers packs to require the vouchers. So we'll see what that all looks like. Who knows? And ABY, guys, it's not time for questions yet. So whatever. With the Chaos Legions about to infiltrate the Splinterlands, I'm sure that the land expansion will have a lower priority currently, but still are many extremely hyped for this. In the previous AMAs, I've heard you mention guilds are about to play a bigger role. Is this in relation to the companies we form through working the landscape? Is there a consensus on how guilds could play a more important role when accessing the land around the corner? So yeah, you know, that stuff all comes into like land phase probably 3. It's not going to be immediate. We have to get land out. Then we have to go get all the, not just the tokens, but now you start like actually earning resources, and not just the resources. After that, you have to start using them. And then after you can like craft, then we can get into more complicated things of like how guilds get in. So that's probably like 6 months to a year away, but that is definitely on the roadmap. The fact that trample ability does not work in super sneak mode is intentional. If so, why is it not described in the ability? It does work, and it works as expected because it tramples the next monster. But in super sneak, when you attack the very last person in the back line, there is no further monster. You don't trample up the lineup. You only trample down the lineup. So when you sneak and kill somebody, there's nobody left to trample. On lands, how many summoners and monster cards will be able to be parked on them? 1 summoner and 6 monsters like in a battle? No, I don't think it'll be full 6. You know, I've done a bunch of my design with 1 summoner and somewhere between 2 to 5 monsters. But, you know, until it's rolled out, there's no promise of what that's going to be. It could be that farmland has 6. It could be that some shop only has 2, or it could be the reverse of that. It could be that some require legendary monsters, some only require common. There's a bunch of like weird things that we can do to edit that, and until there's a white paper that describes it, there's nothing that we can describe. What will be available first, wild or modern? If we're stuck, it's probably just going to be wild. Like if we can't get wild and modern out at the same time, I would imagine wild until modern's ready. Can guilds be set up with an auto tithe feature, i.e. X% of your matches goes towards guild buildings and gets capped at a set amount? Yeah, we could probably do something like that. It's not super high priority because there's other ways around it that you guys can deal with socially, but somewhere around there we could. What is Maverick status and how do we get it? Also, do we only get the Chaos title if we get 1,000 packs in a presale, or if we get the packs after the presale? So many questions. What is Maverick status? Status is just status, and it's a Discord thing only. If you have purchased 500 packs previously, and we're going to move that up to 1,000 packs, If you have purchased 1,000 packs, you can get into the Maverick channel. I basically don't have time to cruise through all of the general chat. I don't have time for a lot of things, but I will hang out in Maverick and I will listen to everything that the Mavs say and I'll respond to them and really do my best to interact with that group. And so if you want direct access to the devs and the people that work with the devs, Maverick status is the best place to do it. So if you want to be an OG whale, it doesn't really count until you're a Maverick. But you have to buy those packs from Splinterlands, not from the secondary market. Also, do we only get the Chaos title if we get the 1,000 packs in the pre-sale? Yes, it only comes during the pre-sale and only if you buy 1,000 packs directly from Splinterlands. What about a 5% deck bonus for winning without losing a single card for a flawless victory? Yeah, I like that idea. It's going to be low priority. Can we have some sort of rating system for players who rent cards for people who cancel before the time is up? Or to, I don't know, I'm not going to get into like the full, like Amazon rate the renter, you know, maybe that's something that we do, but that's, you know, there's other things that we need to do that are more core than that. If you want to start up a rental system or a rating system for rentals, then you can go do that and you can do it on a third-party site. You don't need us. I guess one of my biggest frustrations with the game is that every day it was a surprise to see rich rentals got canceled. In the previous AMA, Matt was looking into the option to rent cards for a specific time, like a week or so. What I'd like to see is the option to rent until the current season end. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that want this. I don't know, it's on the radar. I don't know when it gets in. There's higher priority things that have to get done. I have a suggestion. Since there was an alarming number of accounts being hacked, is it possible to introduce a new feature so we could lock DEC like how we lock cards or staked SPS so hackers can't transfer DEC easily? We could probably lock some of the fungible tokens, but I don't know when that gets added. But Hardpoint's here. Hardpoint, one of the, do you have a mic, Hardpoint? Are you there? Are you actually able to speak during this thing? Where's, or did he leave? Hardpoint might not be here anymore. I don't see him in the chat. So, anyways, we'll make sure that kind of message gets over to the dev team. Can you offer an option to those renting out their cards that allow them to specify a time duration that the card is available? That is some of that is messy. Maybe we can do it up through the end of the season, but I don't know about beyond that. Can Brawls get a voucher drop pool? No, it's just for SPS stakers. Considering the price of regions, can we add an extra security like a lock system similar to what we have now? Yeah, that should be something that we should put in for the region holders. Could you make it so that each player has an opportunity to purchase a minimum number of packs, even one, and then if they don't do so by a certain date, they are kicked to the broader voucher managed pool? Well, if you own a voucher, you are guaranteed a pack. There's no rush to spend your voucher because as long as you hold the voucher, you have the ability to buy that pack. Could you technically add 2FA for active key transactions by having the Splinterland server only accept transactions with the correct code? We've talked some about 2FA stuff. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am done with the with that. So I'm going to type in here, open to questions. Open questions. So now that we've gone through all of last time's questions and all the stuff that I wanted to go do, you guys got it. Kira is the best, and all you folks understand when it's time for this thing, now you guys get to go ask all of your questions that you want. And if you don't like waiting, there's nothing that stops you from adding these questions in advance for the next one. It's just the people that didn't plan ahead and didn't bother to go put the questions together. I read from the last set of questions that we've gathered. So if you want your questions read sooner, don't yell at me or call me a jerk. Just go get it onto the list earlier. Whew. All right, so I got about 40 minutes, and I'll sit here and answer whatever questions you want for 40 minutes. Okay, if we know people are matching versus their own alternate accounts for boosts on purpose, can we report this sort of activity? This particular player, for example, has abused this multiple times already. 2 of the instances is from the current season as well. It just seems that there should be some sort of deterrence, prevention, or punishment for illegitimate competition. I've already been cheated out of hundreds of dollars myself. Corner can say the same, and probably many others. Yeah, so I'm not entirely certain what I want to go do with this. Certainly, I don't know. Like, I don't really want to be in the position where I start personally banning accounts. It sounds like there's probably some rules that have to go into place that if you are submitting blank teams and tournaments or anything dumb like that, that you get penalized and kicked out of the tournament and maybe not even allowed to enter into futures. That said, there's got to be some kind of flexibility. If we start building in rules for that, we got to be real careful. So I guess what I'd say is go into tournament planning, because that's where really this stuff takes place, and go get the consensus of the group. Don't just yell at me, because I'm like one of the guys that helps like implement these things, and I'll say these are the rules that we want. But a lot of that stuff comes from the tournament planning group, and that's really just the players. The players come, they form basically a players union, and they talk about the stuff that they want. I don't want to be in the position where it's solely up to me or Matt, and eventually we want to farm this out entirely to governance. But because governance isn't fully functional, you guys need to go slip into there and go have that conversation in there. Will older promo codes that weren't redeemed to supply shortage be able to be used in Chaos Legion, or is there still a way to receive the packs and promo cards from those codes? The old promo codes will still work, and you'll have the new summoners that are in there if you happen to have some codes. When will the full release of Chaos Legion be? The week after the 5th week in the pre-sale? I don't know. Cryptomancer's been working flat out to get all this stuff in there, and for all the stories and the neat stuff. Like, we've packed his schedule, and once it's all live, then we can start to assess the next piece. So I don't know. It's a good target, but I actually don't know if that's reasonable or not. I have to ask Cryptomancer what he thinks. All right, how am I? Well, thank you for asking, Solomon. That's actually quite thoughtful of you. I am stressed. I spend most of my days extremely stressed as I try to go grow this community, protect this community, answer 8 billion different emails, form partnerships, do all the stuff. It's a lot. So thank you for asking. There's a lot of first world problems in my life, and some that are really difficult, but this is a beautiful thing that I get to work on, and I'm thrilled to be here day in and day out. How big is the impact of spells and items in the game, considering that not all players have lands and not having access to spells and items? Well, you're all going to have access to spells and items because the players are going to go put them on the market. If you want to go operate your lands, you're probably going to want some return on that. You're either making them and renting them or making them and selling them. We'll see. Will we get another encyclopedia for Chaos Legion? I don't have any kind of time. We'll see if that's something that Nate and his crew wants to put together. Hey, Aggie, when are we going to address trophy feeding? It's becoming a huge problem on leaderboards, happens so many seasons and seems unethical. Pretty sure you said that you'll address it when it becomes a problem before, during the end of season AMA, and I feel like it's becoming one. Can we just ban them from ranked rewards? Same question as Kira's. Yeah, trophy feeding is bad. We should go put that into tournament planning. It seemed like that was more of a tournament planning thing than it was a season end, but I don't know. I guess tournament planning is the right spot for that discussion for now, even if that name is a little bit off. But why don't you guys try to find some consensus with some of the other players of what you think ought to be done? And I'm super hesitant to ban accounts from ranked rewards. So what we really ought to look for is what is the problem? So I'd like to hear a clear problem statement, and then we can start working on what are some of the potential fixes for it. Will the new format and Wild have the same prize pools? That's currently what we're expecting. ETA for Riftwatch. I don't think I have an ETA for that, but sometime after Chaos Legion begins. 2FA requires you to trust a centralized server to never get hacked. As we've seen with Twitch, Facebook, and thousands of other sites with billions in resources, there's always a possibility, especially when there's money to be made by criminals. Don't log in every link you get in DM. Use keychain to complete transactions. You'll be safe. A special promo card for 1 millionth spellbook. Yeah, we're not usually that flexible, and we're always behind in terms of what we need to get done. Question, after Chaos, is it the Frozen Throne era? The next pack series we are tentatively calling Rebellion. Splinterland's Rebellion after Rich Watchers. So we'll see about that. Any news about achievements? I have no news about achievements. They are coming soon. I'll just leave that one there. When is the Splinterlands movie coming out, and will the cube be destroyed in it? The cube mind. Yeah, I've talked to some groups. I was firmly suggesting to Nate that we get a comic book going next, and after the comic book, then we can start working on the things that are more complicated than the comic book. Can vouchers names be changed to time crystals? I don't know that I would do time crystals, although that's not such a terrible idea. I was thinking like Toshis, just calling them Toshis. But that was kind of a nonsensical thing. Time crystal, I'll noodle on that because that is kind of what it represents. But yeah, I was thinking that we need to get rid of the name Voucher and eventually make it more thematic so that it lives in the game and we can think about it that way. When will we get SPS rewarded when winning ranked battles or brawls? You know, we only have so many featured devs. They have to get freaking Chaos Legion out. After Chaos Legion, the SPS stake stuff is a high priority. And getting, you know, just because we can sell SPS, we still have to actually get the wild and modern formats. So that's going to be our next highest priority, I think. So like the whole SPS white paper is a high priority, but we got to get more people up to speed with feature development, and we'll see what that looks like over the next couple of weeks. If I buy packs on day one of the presale, when will I start receiving the 300 airdrop points per pack? The second that you have packs in your wallet. Apologies, your questions were spammed. Thank you for that, because it was annoying that you kept spamming them over and over again, and it wasn't time. Have you guys gone through an SOC audit or similar? I don't know what SOC stands for, so I don't know. Have you considered adding first edition watermarks to Chaos Legion presale or future presale sets? What do you think are the biggest pros and cons of this sort of collector's feature? I don't really want to do that, because then you start, the problem with this is that you go from a new car lot to a used car lot, and then you, like when you're searching for the card, you're not just searching for, you know, the Lord of Darkness. Now you're searching for the like watermarked Lord of Darkness. You know, I was thinking about this as I thought maybe you need experience to go level. And as you think about these other kind of things that come in here, you know, it would go from like, well, how much experience does that individual car have? And then you go from like a new car lot to a used car lot, and this thing gets a lot more complicated. So maybe that's okay, and maybe we'll test that somewhere, but that's my biggest problem with stuff like that. So maybe there's some kind of like NFT watermark you could own, and that would be separate, but still impact the card, almost kind of like a skin. I don't know. I'm not promising stuff like that. Chaos Legion comes out in 3 days, so it is what it is. But that's my thinking around things like that. What sort of changes are in the work for the rental and end of season issues? The end of season issues should be pretty much done. I mean, we're getting into end of season. When is this thing ending? You have 24 more minutes, so we'll find out in 24 minutes if the season end changes are sufficient or not. As for the rental, you know, it's on the radar. I know that there's more stuff that people want. We'll see what we can get in, and I don't have a timing on it. Given the massive rise in dark energy crystal values, is there any change to plan the soft peg or algorithm that determines supply creation? No, we don't just react to markets. The market does something, and some players like it, some players don't. It changes this, it changes that. We are not a reactionary bunch. We set the rules. This is how the rules work. If some major development piece comes out such that it changes the rules, that's when we will change rules. If something is broken and there's an exploit, we're going to fix it. But just because like price goes up or price goes down or some little silly thing happens, that is not what is going to prompt us to change things. You know, we develop like not completely blank to price, but nearly blank to price. Do you have any plans to replace staking requirements for tournaments for voucher payment, given vouchers are a function of staking? I wouldn't replace the staking requirements. I could potentially switch to vouchers as the payment. So that's an option. You know, you get airdrop these things and then you pay with those. That I don't know, maybe, God, you know, it's always around like what can developers do? What I really ought to do is make it so that you can either pay with vouchers, pay with DEC, or pay with SPS, and here's the amount that you have to pay, and then you can use the market rate of whatever currency you want. In reality, it doesn't always work that way, but if there are pools, then maybe those pools can help you with that. I don't know. These are some of the limitations of the actual that's not something that lives in the tournament creation function as it exists now. So I don't know, and there's no immediate plans to fix it. Are there any plans to integrate the new 1UP front end into Splinterland similar to Splinter Talk? No, that is a completely separate front end, and that is their own thing. And you'll talk to 1UP about what their plans are. Do you have guaranteed airdrop pack limits yet for the airdrop cards similar to last release? I don't know that, you know, before it was like if you buy 500 packs, you're guaranteed X. I don't know about that. Any thoughts on MFA requirements? Keychain is great, but MFA is, in addition, is better. I don't know what the MFA stands for off the top of my head, so you'll have to go, you know, like undo the acronym. Rentals. Do you plan on adding binding rent for X days that can't be canceled to compare current being 1 day with renewal? I don't know. I don't know where we are on what the plan is around rental contract changes, but I know that people are looking for something different. Let's see if Jarvie's thing helps with the current situation, and if it doesn't, then we can start taking a peek later. Doesn't having voucher requirements after presale defeat the purpose of helping new players to get ahead, as it's impossible they will have enough vouchers to compete with older players with much better collections? I get the presale is to reward older players, but having it after the presale really is no different from the situation newer players are facing now, expensive, unattainable packs. Well, all right, so some of the things that you guys need to know is that packs are generally not the first place I tell you to go if you're a new player. So if you're a brand new player to the game and you have $100 and you're like, hey, Aggie, what should I do? Even though I am the lead sales guy for this, I'm not going to turn to you and say, buy packs. I'm going to tell you, go pick out the cards in the market that you want. So if you're a brand new player, you should go read Yasik's Peak D blog, and you should go find out what the best, you know, cards are at certain levels and get those cards in particular. Don't go buy packs. It's kind of dumb because you don't know what you'll get. And so if you want to be certain what you're going to get, you want to be certain to be able to play, and you only have $100, then don't buy packs. So that said, we're here in that voucher system. I don't think that the vouchers are going to be required for every single pack purchase. I mean, Matt and I still have to go agree and put out like a voucher plan, and I know it's taking forever, and everybody wants to know right away, we're doing this, vouchers are amazing, tell us everything. And we're like, yeah, well, we're still trying to just get Chaos Legion out. So don't ask us every little thing. I can't tell you yet, but we're doing our best to get that out there. Will rental contracts finally overhauled since the recent changes put pressure to the last day of the season? That question keeps coming up. Maybe you guys should read other people's questions before you keep asking similar ones. If a contract is made and you cancel them before end of the season, you should maybe get a no re-rental penalty. Well, no, we're not doing stuff like that. Have you considered first edition watermarks to Chaos Legion presale or future presale sets? Everybody's thinking this. I don't know. You know, maybe if anything, it's like it would be like its own NFT or something. Is it possible to change the email address of my Splinterland account? Yes, go check in with support. How are you feeling today, Ag? I already answered that, Ron. Maybe you should go read some of the questions that have come in before. Ron's a personal friend. I can go job him a little bit. Okay, so question. Have you thought about fixing quest potion problem, but making them percentage of the actual quest price? So 75 cents in bronze. Everybody asks us about the quest potion. Quest potions were broken in an exploit. We're not trying to do that. Well, that thing is about rank, not tournaments, and someone feeding free rating points to their other account. Yeah, so that's dumb. But even though it's a little weird to put that into tournament planning, still just put that in tournament planning. The easiest solution is for Yamamat to make sure that those two accounts are in the same group so they aren't matched together for rank. Yes, we can do stuff like that, but I really don't want to spend his time doing it. The more that we can find something programmatic, the better. Is Amplify a unique ability for Venari Heatsmith, showcasing the advanced smithing ability of the race, or is that an ability you plan to give them more cards? Given it's common, I think it's the latter. I don't think a common card is going to be getting its own unique ability, so you should think that that's going to find its way into the Chaos Legion packs. Will both rank ladders, new and old card leagues, have both rewards and SPS and DEC? Yes, that is a plan. Question, are you planning on reinstating the ability to purchase credits in the mobile app? Yeah, my guess is yes. You know, there's always like problems in the mobile app. And they're usually like fraud stuff related to PayPal, which can be a giant pain in the butt. So rather than, risk losing money, I think we cut that off for a bit. Or maybe that's just PayPal being a challenge. This space is not always easy to operate in, and it's not always just us being in the space, but us as a business. So I don't know. The general goal is, yes, we should be selling credits on the mobile app, but we don't always do that. Always ignore DM anyways and use keys. They are not two alt accounts, two different players. Smucker's a top silver player. The main thing is alt John Melissa Sky. Okay, less chitter chatter and more, asking questions. What is the balancing period going to look like after cards are live? I don't know. Maybe like a week that we can just revoke some of this stuff if there's some immediate problem that we see. But I don't know. Our balancing is pretty good. And if something is overpowered but not seriously overpowered, we'll probably just introduce a counter later. Will SPS and DEC dump after the SPS taking period is over? I don't answer price questions. You have to go do your own research of what you think is going to happen. Question, do you have any plan to increase the rank of the rewards for the leaderboard? No, I don't. Maybe there'll be something for SPS, but that we'll get there later. Question, if when other big players like Magic the Gathering come to chain gaming, what is Splinterlands doing to ensure that it remains the big dog in the scene? Well, we're just trying to be the biggest, coolest freaking game out there, and we do everything that we can every single day to do that. Will there ever be another land sale? Yes, there could be a land sale, but it's not going to be normal. Other games and other projects just are like, here's another land sale, and here's another land sale. Look, more land for sale. And we're not going to do that. The thing that is an exception to that is if we release something like another game, some other like major project, that could have its own land sale. But Matt and I are in no rush. Yes, we could sell land. Yes, we understand that the region is selling for $700,000. So if I wanted to go mint money out of thin air, I'd go make more, but that would screw all the people that bought it. So it's not the plan. It is a plan to sell land in the future, but that's it. All right, so what else do we have here? A month ago, I made a transaction for buying some DEC with Hive Keychain. I didn't receive the DEC. I've already sent the ticket for the problem. I would like to know how much time is required for solving this kind of problem. Well, you made a transaction for buying DEC with Hive Keychain. You can't buy DEC with Hive Keychain. You might sign a transaction. So that's not like that. Reading that is not a sensical question to me. We have to figure out all this other stuff. Do a Chaos Legion encyclopedia. You were asking this man to just write a 250-page book. Hey, stop doing all the other creative development you do and just write us a book. It's not necessarily the best use of his time. Question, is there any chance my own cards will have more airdrop points than DEC? I think collection powers should have more points in the airdrop, though. Is there any chance my own cards will have more airdrop points than DEC? I don't know. The system is a system. I don't know what your cards are worth. I don't know how much DEC you own. DEC is a popular thing to hold for the airdrop, and you should consider that in your plans. Is there a timeline to make potions a tradable asset? No. Potions are exactly as we want them are. A lot of smaller accounts are sitting on potions that do nothing if they are not buying packs and could get DEC from them from larger players going to whale in for new Chaos packs. Also, there will be a rental market for land when it gets released. Yes, we are planning a rental market for land. When will new land be available? God, I just answered that. Can we divide land in the future? Yes, your regions, you'll get all the individual NFTs for it, and you'll be able to trade them. Loving the work you guys are doing. Well done. Should be proud. How are the deals looking with outside companies? Some of them are freaking massive and will shock the entire community if and when they come to existence. But they're like all these big deals, they're always hush hush and crazy, and I can't ever say anything about them. Question, will there be daily rewards for both wild and modern? Yes. Are multiple accounts allowed if we purchase spellbooks? Yes. 30 minutes left for the actual season. You're actually down to 12, so that's about how long I'm going to be here. Question, is a Splinterlands film, who will play Aggroed, Ryan Reynolds or Brad Pitt? I guess if I had to choose between those, it would be Ryan Reynolds. That guy is funny. But I'm not sure that I would ever create just like a mainstream Hollywood production because Hollywood is a little bit creepy to me. Question, not really a question, just thanks for the opportunity of letting me help you guys with this awesome game. Sure, Gandalf, and thanks to all the patient people that bear with us because support gets delayed sometimes. Yeah, you guys have a Herculean amount of work there. Are gameplay improvements a priority at the moment? I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, I mean, if anything is broken, we try to fix it. Question, not a question. Voucher equals temporal shards. Nah, we're using shards somewhere else. So time crystal sounds better to me still. What are the benefits of owning a guild, and is it worth it for a player to take that on? Oh, maybe some of the other guild owners can answer that. I am not a guild owner, but you do get a whole bunch of discounts when you're doing stuff like buying the side packs. You know, like the Rift Watchers that are coming. You get discounts on potions, but you know it's mostly a pain in the butt to go run a guild. But then you know for some of the people that like built their guild when it was you know $1 DEC equals 1,000 DEC, like those guys made freaking bank. You can go sell your guild and it's like 15 times what it was worth when you bought it. I mean that's amazing. All right, current season. Will there still be a chance to play a few more matches or maintenance mode till the end of season? I mean, yeah, you have 11 minutes. Go play. Question, guild is almost useless now and consumes a lot of DC. Will there be better functions in the future? Yes, there's like staking, there's the land, there's the guild features, the guild wars, merits. I don't know. I don't think it's useless. There are a lot of people that like it. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. Don't play it. You paid almost 300 DEC because of canceled rentals in the last minute, 300 DEC for 2.5 power. Not funny at all. You guys should find a way to counter this stuff. No, markets are going to market. What do you want? Like rent controls? What do you think I am? Communist Russia? No. All right, not a question. Just want to say thanks. Say much love, Aggie. Be well and don't let the first world problems cause you stress. You blessed me. Well, thanks, Yeshua, the highest. And nice work in some of your tournaments there, sir. Question, if my friend gave me his account without keys because he forgot to save his keys upon requesting, can I transfer assets through renting? Is this bannable? I don't know what you mean by transfer assets through renting, but if you're doing stupid rental contracts to try to get DEC out of them, then yeah, that's bannable. Thanks to you for your hard work to solve our problems. Please solve my SBS problem that I missed about 4 days ago from airdrops. As DEC gains in value, will the amount needed to upgrade the guild decrease? No, I mean, currently it's just what it is. Somebody told me you guys should consider doing like a second tier guild where like you can't get SPS rewards. And that was sort of fascinating to me, so that I could get inexpensive guilds out there, but they would be seriously, seriously punished. That sounds like a neat option. So I'm considering something like that. But again, it's like, you know, that's not the next thing on the priority list. I'll tell you, when Matt's like, that's a good idea, but we're not going to do that next, he tells me that. He'll just look me in the face and be like, we're not doing that, Aggie. Question, do you have a plan for card spoilers during pre-sale? Expected something today to hype up weekend before pre-sale. I mean, you have that whole trailer. Have you re-steamed or post out or blogged or tweeted or telegrammed that trailer? I don't know, get the thing out there. That's plenty of freaking hype. And as for the individual cards, I'm not sure that they've all been built yet. Do you imagine Splinterlands will stay on high forever? Would you consider moving something like Polygon or Solana? You know, we'll put cards and make things tradable and do stuff on those, but you know, most blockchains can't handle what we do. You know, we took battles offline and it's still 4-point-something million transactions on chain per day. So, you know, like all of Ethereum does 1.2 million transactions. We do 3.5 times the amount of transactions that Ethereum does. You know, they're not as high value yet. You know, we don't have like your OG degens that just have $30 billion to spend on one NFT, but we certainly have NFT volume. We got that in spades. I mean, we're one of the biggest projects in the entire space, and by some metrics, we are the biggest by like miles. So, you know, not the dollar value stuff, but, you know, we had a $700,000 NFT sale today. I don't know all projects that have that. That's pretty freaking big, and there's plenty of people that own that. So, I don't know, pretty amazing stuff. All right, Pages of the comic book. Could it be an NFT? Yes. And then when we release an entire comic book, still early stages of this idea, though. If I buy 100 packs with SPS, how many airdrop cards am I guaranteed, and are they all legendaries? You're not guaranteed any other than the ones that are part of the promo, and no, the airdrops are not all legendaries. The word voucher sounds good in any metaverse, lol, very universal and appropriate even here. I know, but the time crystals is actually a lot better. Is the plan for collection power to continue to decrease in the future card set? Is it possible the older sets could have their collection power raised, while the newest set always has the same collection power value? I'm not like going back and changing every single card that we've produced till now. That's nutty. Sometimes you guys are nutty. I don't know. It might still. They might continue to decrease. I'm not. I can't tell you what we're going to do for Rebellion and on. You know, we're still at Chaos Legion. I haven't even released this thing. I don't know what we're going to do next. Sorry if this was already answered, but it came in late. Do we have a number of packs needed for the promos? Well, there is a specific amount for this promo. It is not for the future promos, and it's odd that you asked that question like 2 questions after somebody asked something like that. Question, not exactly a question, just a clarification of my earlier one. This was about inquiring about rank leaderboards, not tournaments. He's boosting himself to the very top each season by surrendering alt to self. Yeah, so go put that into tournament planning and see what the group kind of comes up with. Will all land plots be worth 500? Are some land plots going to be insanely valuable while others are almost worthless? I can't tell you price questions. You know, some will have natural resources, some will have magical resources, and some will be be occupied land where monsters are on them. I imagine that there'll be different prices, but I can't tell you if it'll be worth 500, 5,000, 5 million, or 50 cents. You know, who knows? You're welcome, Mr. RKO. Question, when will guild members' online notification window be fixed? I don't know. If there's something broken, is that in the normal app or is that in the mobile app? I need more details, but you can put that into support and hopefully they'll feed that up to the dev team. I buy credits for 50 packs, but I do not have vouchers. What should I do? You should buy vouchers, or you should. Well, nobody has vouchers right now, just so you know. Like, it doesn't exist, but you're going to need vouchers. Otherwise, you can't get packs, or you should just wait. MFA and 2FA completely misses the point of a decentralized service. If you feel completely incompetent to save a text file on more than one device, or just can't help yourself when giving your keys to phishing links, then I guess you should probably stay away from crypto. That is a harsh statement by Ron, but there's some truth to that. You guys got to watch your stuff. Can you still buy without vouchers? No, you have to buy with vouchers. That's the point of this pre-sale. You'll be able to buy them later. Later you can get them, but not right away. Will there be more functions for guilds? Yes, of course. We're going to keep building all kinds of stuff. If you did first edition watermarks, could you make all the cards still combined, but the watermark will be the one with the lowest issue ID and the card that remains, possibly just a board color? Save the car lot issues in some ways. Like I said, it's more likely to be an NFT that's separate from the card. If we do anything like that, which we probably won't for Chaos Legion because it's not built yet, and we're launching Chaos Legion in like 3 days. Question, have you guys considered a Goofy limited run meme set, maybe dice size similar to Magic's Unglued series, sort of a fun promo mini set? Maybe we burn DEC or SPS for them. I don't know what you mean by like a Goofy limited set. Is it just that the art is goofy, or is it that the cards are goofy and do weird things? Because they still have to go fit in. Vouchers will kill it for new players. Wow, that is a bold statement by a name I have never heard of before. But like I was saying before, new players don't typically just come in and buy card packs. They'll typically buy cards off the market. So, Die Bossman, that is an interesting theory you have there. I'm not sure I agree with it. Question, when a better mobile app where you can stake SPS, use a rental system, etc. And also when titles are going to be tokenized so they can be transferred out. Oh, another one, is it possible to accumulate the same title more than one time? When will there be more functionality on the mobile app? That's constantly a concern. We do try to get more stuff out there. Mobile, I'll tell you guys, mobile is the hardest freaking thing. Blockchain is harder than like anything else because blockchain is so freaking complicated. And then you have mobile where the screen is so freaking tiny. Those two things of super complicated and super tiny screen don't go well together. It is very difficult to design for mobile. It is a challenge to find people to work on this stuff. It is a challenge to do this well. So yes, we are behind on the mobile. We will continue to be behind on the mobile basically forever. It is like the hardest thing in gaming, electronics, design, whatever. I don't know anything harder than blockchain mobile stuff. So just lower your expectations for a while. It's going to be a rough one. When are titles going to be tokenized so that they can be transferred out? I think they can be transferred now, and they can. That stuff I think already happens. It's just that there's not like a nice market for it, and that market will come later. I don't know. Maybe that's something that we can put on wax. I don't know. Can you accumulate the same title more than once? Yes, you can. Can you return the purchase option on the apps? It's easier to purchase there. Yeah, we're looking at that. There's some I don't know, problems with the payment processors and fraud, and there's like a million things that go on with the apps. So that's always more tricky. What is the link for the blog you mentioned on Peak D and Yasik? Maybe somebody can DM Yasik so that you don't hear my typing sounds. No more questions, guys. Please, somebody type no more questions. We only have 7 more minutes, so I'm going to try to get through the rest of this, and then we're ending it. Is it possible that WoW format could have some type of entry barrier, SPS, CP? I'm thinking, well, it's CP, right? You're going to have, there's still collection power stuff. How much SPS are you planning on staking in total, Ag? A lot. There's no limit. I always feel like I want more. What are you going to do? All right. Question, what will be our Christmas gift? Do we get a Lambo? You get coal, sir, for being so greedy. And Lambos aren't even that great of a car. If my friend gave me his account without keys because I forgot, can I transfer assets through renting? Is this bannable? I already answered that, so I don't know why I keep answering the same thing. AMAs are going to be like Splinterland's church. Give me a lot of faith in the project. That's adorable. When will SL Land be on OpenSea? Maybe we could put that on OpenSea. That's actually big enough value that the F-heads might come over. Can we sell the potions any day? No, we're not selling potions. Would future land sales sell the exact type of land that's available now, or would that land be different? To me, it would be different. I can't promise you whatever it's going to be, but I don't see another land sale coming for Splinterlands anytime soon. The next opportunity might be when we drop like a whole nother game mode. The next one is Splinterlands Tactics. I'm tentatively calling that Churian. And you would have a Churian battle system, and that might have like its own land and its own components, and it's separate from all the other things that we're doing by a lot. That might have a land sale, and that's like 1+ years out. So there's stuff, but there's nothing immediate. Will Modern and Wild daily quest be separate? I don't know. Or do we get one daily and choose where to compete it? I don't know. Are there any plans to bring SPS to sites like Coinbase where they can be bought directly? Yes, but eventually more of these exchanges will list us, but that's up to the exchange, less on us. Any news on hiring new creatives for the team? That's a question for Nate. And, obviously we're doing more stuff. You can see that beautiful, beautiful trailer. So check that out. Is there a chance that players can sell their potions? No. Okay. Question, will land always be worth 10,000 airdrop points? Well, the airdrop stops in however many days. So after that, it will be worth 0 points. Ag equals Stalin. Thank you, Coronavirus. That's great. Are there plans on decreasing costs for leveling guilds or purchasing potions? No. We're not changing. We don't just run around and change things because prices go high or low. The potions may actually go to market prices. We'll see. Raphael, yeah, if I found the new project and listened to him, I would insta-hate the project, but you can learn to accept him for what he is. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I feel the same way about you at times, Hash Panda. All right. Why are people so ridiculous with getting furious about cancellations? Why did they rent less than 24 hours from the end? So quick to point the finger. Yeah, you guys should just time your rental so it doesn't kill you. Could use some time with a PR consultant. Yes, I'm sure if you guys were answering questions for like 4 years straight, you might never get some salt, but I, as a mere mortal, have to be salty. When will Splinterlands land be live and running on OpenSea? I don't know. OpenSea isn't a high priority for us because gas fees there are ridiculous. But with land, it's actually high enough value that it might make some sense. Question, actually, suggestion on new FTs for the story that's to be released every week. It could require vouchers as well and give it more utility. Awesome job of the team. Yeah, possibly. Current prices, cumulative DEC, cumulative USD. Yeah, all you got to do is pay $230,000 and you can get your guild. Arguably, it's a little bit high, but like I said, it's not the kind of thing that I'm going to change because people paid all of that. And so just because it's high doesn't mean that we run around and change everything. When will you see the stats of Dr. Blight? I don't know. Hopefully in the not too distant future. Look at that active rentals, 1.17. That's beautiful. 175,000. That's the highest it's ever been. All right. I haven't been listening to him now, but from previous AMAs, his way of speaking is not always the most pleasant to new people, at least not my kind of new people. Thanks, Raphael. So what else do we have here? I hope you enjoy hearing your voice read in a nasty cackle. 2-3 weeks ago in the AMA, there was mention of SP rewards coming into battles very soon. I don't think anybody ever said very soon, but it is soon. That is one of the priorities. When do you have an update on SPS rewards? I don't know. We'll get there. It's on the list. It's a high priority. We'll see when that happens. Guild Brawls take 48 hours to set up your frame, 48 hours to enter your battle. Do you plan on decreasing the total prep time to enter battles to 24 and 36 hours? You know, go talk to the guild people. We had it faster, and you guys yelled at us. So everybody wants it different. Everybody wants it particular to them. Did I leak the next card set name? I potentially leaked the next card set name at Rebellion, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. But I do think that's going to be coming after that. Are you thinking about housing customization with land? I don't know how to answer that. Clay is asking for a Twerky Turkey card. That would be pretty funny. The season is over. Huzzah! Did anything melt or break down? It's cool that the servers aren't crashing. That's all good. But you can have a rubber chicken instead of a furious chicken. I would like to be able to assault somebody with a rubber chicken. That'd be amazing. Here's a summary of the AMA. Still editing it. Thanks, Rosie. You're great. I should probably go vote on this thing. Oh, you're doing it through the one-up community. Look at you go. Here. I'm not signed in. Let me sign in as, I don't know how much, I don't have a lot of power here, but you did a nice job. Look at this. You're getting a re-steam. So here's this, vote 100, and we can go reblog is what we call it these days. All right, question is, anything been decided about the Wild Modern? Will it share an ECR? I don't know yet. We'll have to wait. Splinter Talk, the Tome of Chaos. Yes, check that out. And then no more questions. We'll see. How are you, Ag? You guys keep asking me how I am. That was 3 times today. That's really swell. When is the next AMA? The next AMA is going to be in the morning. So that'll be 9 a.m. in a week from today. Okay. Well, anything else? Blah, blah, blah. You guys were pretty good about not going to buy using SBS. All this stuff. It seems like you guys were pretty good about stopping the questions. Let me get down to the bottom here. You're welcome. Hey, Rosie, you did a nice job with that post from what I could tell. So happy to re-steam it and happy to vote on it. I should probably go even hop on the Splinterlands account and do a bigger vote. But anyways, guys, I think that's it. So it's 4 p.m. It's been 2 hours. I don't think I've even been all that salty, although Raphael Hash Panda will disagree. And he's at least 18, so he knows best. Anyways, guys, it is a pleasure to be here. Thanks for checking out the game. Thanks for playing. Please go, if I have one ask for everybody, go share that trailer far and wide. That thing was absolutely amazing. I think it'll really help our game. We're freaking killing it. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're freaking killing it. Thank you to the community. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of all this. I'm personally going to go share that link around, and awesome. So anyways, guys, have a great day. Thanks for being part of this community, and